Hi, I'm Beck. I'm a psychologist. Why you're not ready for your purpose? It's a bit of a joke, but the truth behind it is, let's just say that you today were given this direct divine download that your purpose, I don't know, was XYZ. And let's say that this direct order involved a bunch of relational, the necessity behind it was to relate closely and intimately to a bunch of people, business partners, or this particular person that you meet on the street, and you have to do this. I don't know, making up stuff. The point is, could your nervous system sustain that sort of directive? Or would it short circuit it with all the anxiety and all the fear and all the self doubt? And would your heart start racing with the thought of the enormity of what you've been asked to do? Probably. Yeah, probably, because most of our nervous systems aren't calibrated very well. We're always rushing. We're always feeling time urgent, and we're stressed, and we drink a lot of coffee. So probably not. Probably your nervous system would suffer under that. Now, I'm not saying that that's what happens at all, but I'm just pointing out that where our nervous system collectively is at in humanity at the moment can't sustain universal truths or having these things revealed to us. It can't. It's like it blocks it from even being able to reveal itself when we don't have a stable platform to receive, even energetically or frequency wise, without short circuiting our nervous system. So we're going about it a bit of the wrong way. What if instead of seeking new information to raise consciousness, if that's what you're after, or going about it from sort of that top down approach, you flipped it and you went bottom up, and all you did was focus on regulating your nervous system. So all you did was change the pace of your breath, the pace of your day, the tendency to catastrophize or send your body into that anxious place by thinking about all the things that might happen or all the things you have to do. What if that's all you did? That was your only focus. Then what you're going to see is the natural result of that will be these universal truths, or these really comforting nervous system regulating things do start to reveal themselves. Sorry about the door. Naturally. Now I can give you a really simple exercise that is life-changing. Honestly, you do this every day, and I can guarantee that in a relatively short amount of time, you'll feel very differently about your circumstance. Your state of being will change. You will have more direction, and you'll feel a lot safer in your skin. And it's a mixture of a few different modalities that I've sort of blended together to come up with this quite quick but very powerful exercise. Now, it involves some of the EMDR techniques as well as some visualization. So what we do in EMDR is we find a core belief, and then we use bilateral stimulation to understand it, validate it, but ultimately to release it, to move it through your body. And I just want you to start with something relatively easy for you. So not a really heavy hitter in your life. Perhaps I'm defective or something that really holds a lot of charge in your system. But you might just find something that just there's a little friction in your system. I am, or I don't belong, or just something that might not hold too much charge for you, but just find a core belief that you're holding. And then I want you to just rate it out of 10. So 10 being that you completely believe this, and 0 is you don't believe it at all. Now, the beauty of finding one that doesn't hold an intense amount of charge energetically for you is it won't be a 10 out of 10. Okay, so they're your core beliefs that we work hard to shift those, and that takes a lot of time and a lot of care. These core beliefs that I want to work with today, there's a bit of wriggle room. Intellectually you might know that it's not true, but there's this subconscious undercurrent part of you that does think it's true. So find one of those and then give it a rating, okay? So when intellectually or your adult or resourced part knows it's not true, but there's this undercurrent, you think, I don't know, like it just weirdly feels true, even though I know it's not. Okay, so there are these two parts in resistance here. So let's say you settle on, look, it feels pretty true. Maybe it's 7 out of 10 true. Like a little part of me knows it's not true, but this whole other part of me feels like it is. I'm not smart. Well, I know that's not true because I've got my certificate in whatever. Like I know that's not true, but like all of this part believes I'm not smart. Okay, so that's one we can work with. When you've found yours and you've rated it out of 10, and you've picked one that's not a 10 out of 10, it could be a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 2 out of 10, I don't know what it is. I want you to go, and this is an internal process, so you can close your eyes. I want you to go and find the part of you that is the 3 out of 10. So if 7 out of 10 believes you're not smart, okay, that means there's 30% of you that believes something different. And it doesn't have to believe the opposite, doesn't have to believe I am smart, or let's say for you it's I'm not safe, and 70% of you believes I'm not safe, but there's this little 3 out of 10, 2 out of 10 that, well, I don't know, right now things seem okay. I want you to find in your body where that small 2, 3 out of 10 is. It could just be at the tiniest, it could be your little toe, it could be the tip of your nose, it could be your kneecap. But find the part of you that believes something other, that doesn't buy into that belief. And when you find it, you'll feel a sense of safety. It will feel like a big relief to find it. And the rest of you, all the rest that believe something painful, I'm not safe, I'm not smart, it will still feel all really icky, but they'll just be your kneecap, or they'll just be your earlobe or your eyebrow that feels okay. All right, so that's the first step. Now, the next step is I want you to make another you, a whole nother you, a whole nother person. Okay, it's your mirror image, but I want you to make them out of just the part of you that doesn't buy into that belief. So if you found that it was your kneecap, I want you to make a whole nother version of you out of purely energy of your kneecap. Internal process, so close your eyes. It's a felt sense of creating another person, another you, from this energy of safety. And now I want you to observe that person. Observe the other you made from something other than this core belief that's causing you pain, and watch the ease. Notice how they move. Notice the look on their face. Notice how they hold themselves. Notice everything you can about them. But ultimately, as you observe them, I want you to imagine what it would be like to inhabit their nervous system. What would it be like to live inside the nervous system of this other you? How would that feel? Now, why this will change your life is because what I've just asked you to do essentially is completely rewire your neurology. We are establishing a neural network right now of pure safety, of pure ease, of pure distance from whatever it is that's the belief that's causing you pain. So if it was 7 out of 10 that believed I'm not smart, but we're imagining this other you that doesn't have to believe that it is smart. It's just not on its radar. That belief's just not within its system. Do you feel the ease that comes with inhabiting an energetic system that has no resistance within it, that's just all free flowing towards that present moment? It's just so easy. There's so much ease and flow. Once you have a taste of that in your energy field, it's like dropping a drop of food coloring into a bucket of water. This tiny little drop, right? Like this tiny little few minutes you've spent activating that within your energetic system is your food coloring drop. But what happens over time is it will permeate all through that body of water, and your state of being will look different. If it's a red drop, the water will look pink. Given time, letting that move through your system will stabilize your nervous system into enough safety where there is enough spaciousness within you that you can start to receive, if you're looking for purpose or whatever it is, that can naturally unfold because you've got the foundations to hold what is needed. You've got the foundation of safety. You're on your 2 feet. You're not on one toe holding a few plates that are spinning so that whenever anything comes in, the whole thing falls down. You can feel that shift. If you practice that exercise every day, I can guarantee transformation within your nervous system. It's a matter of discipline and practice, and then the next stage will reveal itself. But just cultivating that initial foundation of safety is integral. It's the first step. Now you have it, you also have it within your power to completely ignore it and go about continuing doing what you're doing, or accept it within your system as a catalyst for change and really nurture it. Okay, I haven't handed you an oak tree and there you go, build a tree house now and house your family. I've given you a seed, and it's up to you what you do with it. That's your choice. But it is an exchange that is now in